members of the school committee, Superintendent Darrow, counsel to the committee. Maybe I should just say amen and sit down. Neither Marie or I have been residents of this city or this state. We've been around about 21 years. No one from our family has ever gone to a school in Cranston. Nobody ever will, grandchildren or otherwise. So somebody might ask the question, why are you involved? Well, we're citizens of humanity. And when we see something like this go on, it forces us to stand up and to be counted. You know, there's an old axiom: if you declare war, which the ACLU has done, you force people to take sides. You could look at this from the outside looking in and say, what a bunch of minutiae. I could say that too, except it is so important. It is so important to the city of Cranston, all of our citizens. I have a lot of empathy for every one of you sitting up there tonight who have to make a decision. I know most of you personally, to some extent. Mr. Bloom is the new Bloom man, but what he's done so far on this committee, I've learned an awful lot about him. It's an awesome responsibility because what you're dealing with here is your head and your heart. We know where the heart comes from. The head is the problem of finances. Now, nobody has brought up finances and the lack of giving proper credence to the finances of this city than yours truly. However, sometimes common sense in the good of the public trumps all. And I think this is a case where it does. Let me give just two examples of being a veteran. If you're in a foxhole and your buddy who was an atheist has just been hit by a bullet and he's dying, and you cradle him in your arms, you know what he doesn't say? Go thank that guy who shot me. I'm ready to go. Save the bullet and send it to my family. I think he might have something else to say. If any of you watched 60 Minutes last night, Hitchens, who's a well-known author, a well-known atheist, a provocateur, brilliant with words, and now he has stage 4 cancer in his esophagus. He says he's got about a 5% chance of pulling through. At the end of the program, the interviewer was asking him, well, how do you think this is going to come out? How do you think you're going to make, you're not a prayerful man, you're not asking for help for the heavens. He said no. He said, well, supposing somebody prayed for you and you recovered. His response was, I've always accepted imaginary themes. I've always accepted things that may come my way. Now, you can interpret that any way you want, but I know how I interpret that.
30 seconds then.
Thank you. One last thing. Now, like the Ohio and Wisconsin affairs, where war was declared and now people are taking up two sides. When I first started looking at that, I said, boy, what a war. But you know what I think now? I think they brought this issue to the public's attention to the degree that people are now forced to think about public education, about how we treat teachers, about how we send up our budgets to do that. So maybe we should maybe we should say thank you ACLU, because now they forced all of us to start thinking about who we are, where we came from, what this country was made of, and now we're going to stand up and look at ourselves and say, thank God we're here tonight. Thank you.